Josh.
And Melissa.
Again, with another episode of In the Car with. Today, Melissa, what car are we in?
We are in the 2024 Buick Encore GX Preferred.
The preferred trim. All right, so this is the preferred trim of the new Buick Encore GX. New and improved, I would say. Immediately, some features that stood out to us was the Buick virtual cockpit system that is all new. And so this is Buick extending that system, making a little more luxurious feeling as you look into it. It's about 20 inches or so across, 22 inches across. There's an 11-inch diagonal HD color touchscreen. So that's right here in the center. Select your channels, Sirius XM, Apple CarPlay, Google built-in, as well in this vehicle. So all those different options that you have, whether you're listening to music, making important phone calls, texting even, not that you're texting while you're driving, but receiving text messages and being able to text folks back. That is a really nice feature, that 11 inches. And then that's connected to the 8-inch driver information center that has, your typical, miles per hour, all your gauges. It also has a following, how far you're following someone in front of you, which is a really nice safety feature. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. What is another feature that you like, Melissa?
So being the mom of 3 teens, this does also come with Teen Driver. And for those of you that don't know what Teen Driver is, it is pretty much like a module default. Like you can set, if your teen is going to be driving this car, you can enable Teen Driver and it will put mileage warning if you don't want them to go over 20 miles from their home. You can put that alert on there. You can put the audio will not go above a certain decibel. Yeah, because you don't want you want your teen paying attention to driving.
I mean, I might have blasted a few songs back in the day.
If we know what teens are good for, it's turning the radio
tickets
up.
could have been saved after that.
I mean, I was a teenager too. But you can also put speed limit warning on there. So you're going to get notifications, if they go, or it's going to have a warning, that pops up here if you don't want them going over 50 miles per hour. And so it's also booked full of a bunch of safety features too, which...
That's really nice. So it's kind of like me and my friends used to joke about like governors on, school buses or vans. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like having a governor, on the engine and, brings a whole new term to a whole new idea to the term helicopter. Parent, I guess. But, it is good to have those features for your teenagers. Like we joke, but at the same time, it's really good to know how far they're going, if you've kind of set some parameters
or how fast they're going.
Around those type of things. So those Teen Driver features are built into this vehicle. And we'll probably talk more later about who this vehicle is for, but that is something to think about as you're purchasing a new vehicle for your teenager when they turn 16. What kind of safety features do you want to have for them on these vehicles? Sure, you can go buy a used car, and that's great. But does some of the benefits of the safety features outweigh, the cost, the price difference, from a new to a used car? Anything else you want to talk about with Teen Driver?
No, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. And I really do like the following distance, monitor, especially as a safety feature for teens. This tells you how many seconds you are from the person in front of you, which is really nice. And so you can say, okay, you need to make sure you're always 2.5 seconds. Now, obviously you don't want them staring at that screen, right? But it is a good check to always come back to and say, okay, I'm at least 2.5, I'm 3 seconds. We were talking about this the other day and coming up, I was always told, 2 car lengths from the person or 2 seconds. If you pick something out on the side of the street, you count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah. You make sure you're 2 seconds behind them before you hit that light pole or a tree or something. But now we have these features. Technology has improved. Another thing that has improved and changed from this vehicle is the Tri-Shield logo design. So this is the first vehicle to come out from Buick that has their new kind of sleek looking Tri-Shield logo design. It is on the hood of the vehicle as opposed to the front grille. So that is something that is different and that has changed. from previous models and other Buick models even is. So that logo is on the hood, looks really nice, really sleek. I mean, the front of this vehicle just looks really good. Modern, yeah. The lights are kind of at an angle, so they look really modern. Kind of almost has an EV look. I've heard people say for sure. Some things that have changed in this vehicle, a feature that we did point out that we liked is the virtual cockpit system. How do you feel like this has changed from previous models?
Well, the first thing that grabs my attention is the constant flow of the screen. That's probably what a lot of people would say. I think there is no separation; it just flows all the way. I mean, it's big.
Yeah, I mean it's across the front driver area all the way to where the passenger is sitting. So, and it's kind of angled towards the driver in a sense, rounded out as well. So that's definitely changed from previous editions. Where maybe you have your driver information center, and then separate from that you have your console, where you can change all your different settings and music and whatnot. An all new design on the outside of this vehicle as well. I think the previous models could be kind of described as stocky.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, but it was kind of almost like a button. I guess, I don't know. That's kind of how I think about it. Oh, that's a cute button. This is definitely more sleek.
Yeah.
More sleek, more modern, a lot of room in the tailgate, or the liftgate, a lot of room in the liftgate. There is a privacy shelf there as well, which is really nice. So if you have anything that you want to be kept hidden, that can be under that privacy shelf in the liftgate. What else did you think about the design on the outside?
I probably, just to reiterate your point, it was a lot of room in the trunk for being more of a compact vehicle. You could, if I had to guess, I could probably fit 5 large suitcases back there. I can do it.
Wow, that's impressive.
A professional packer.
A professional, and there's a lot of legroom too up here in the front.
And headroom.
Yeah, good headroom as well. So definitely feels like a larger vehicle overall. All right, so getting on to what everybody cares about. There is an Ecotec 1.2 liter turbo engine, which what kind of gas mileage does that give us?
You're going to get 30 in city and 31 highway.
All right. So great gas mileage on this vehicle. For anyone that's looking to save there, a cloth seat trim, which is really nice. These cloth seats, they do look really nice, I would say.
Stitching.
There's a little, in the preferred trim, there's a little leather. Kind of on the side of it, so that's really nice. The cargo area can fit up to 8-foot long objects diagonally.
Or my suitcases.
Or your suitcases. So, even if you're doing some projects at home and you're like, I'm going to need to get 2x8s in my vehicle sometimes, so maybe this doesn't work for me, this actually will work for you to fit those 8-foot long objects in here. I thought that was an interesting thing, I don't think you would look at this car from the outside and think that this can fit like a 2x4x8 in it. But there's definitely enough room back there. So great for people that might be doing home projects. Are you a home project worker?
I am.
That's awesome. Yeah. Everybody's got a little like fixer-upper inside of them that wants to,
I spend my vacation painting.
Oh, God. That sounds fun.
Up next.
All right. So we did mention the cargo cover, that privacy cover. That is removable. So if you don't want that in there, take it out.
You need the space.
You don't need it.
Yeah.
What are some of the other safety features? We talked about some of the teen driver following distance.
So back to why I like this car, because it has teen driver, and I feel like the safety features kind of go along with that. It makes you more comfortable putting your team behind this wheel. You've got the lane departure warning, the lane keep assist, buckle to drive, the following distance indicator that you were talking about. You've still got your forward collision alert, your front pedestrian braking, and your rear cross traffic alert. So all kinds of tools that are trying to keep you safe.
Yeah, and the lane keep assist is awesome.
Yeah.
We have that on a vehicle that we drive. And the steering wheel will pull you back on.
Oh yeah.
Now after 3 times, it kind of yells at you, and it's like, hey, you need to be paying attention. But it really kind of helps you stay in the center of the lane. If you're drinking a cup of coffee or something like that.
Or a teenager that has a car full of teens and
yeah. It'll beep at you. It'll bring that steering wheel back over. But once again, you still need it's not Super Cruise. You still need to drive your vehicle and be paying attention to what's going on there. The forward collision alert and the front pedestrian braking and the rear cross traffic alert. I just want to speak to that because we were in a vehicle the other day driving around and I was backing up and someone was guiding me backing up. Even though we had cameras, we were backing into a tight spot.
And you got the alert.
And I got the alert and then the vehicle just stopped backing up, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
Great safety feature. Think about high traffic areas. I know we've been talking a lot about teens, but high school parking lots.
Yeah.
Right. That high traffic area, people walking around at one time. A lot of cars moving and whatnot. And so that's a great feature to have, that it is literally there to protect life, and to keep life. And so
even if you don't see the person, the car is going to, and the car is going to stop itself.
Yep. Yeah. It's impressive. And it stops about, I think it's almost like 4 to 5 feet, before you hit the person. So it's really impressive. And I think that's something that I wanted to highlight that you just don't see on a lot of vehicles these days. So that is it for kind of what everybody cares about. We're going to show you some of these features in a video coming up. So watch this video now, and we'll be back in a second. We wanted to show you some of the features that we've been talking about in this podcast. I wanted to point them out to you so you all are able to see them. First of all, here we have this following distance indicator. That's going to tell you how many seconds you are behind the vehicle in front of you. So a great safety feature there, just to ensure that you always have that safe following distance, as well as your lane keep assist is going to show up in this screen. Also, what's going to happen if you pull up to someone too fast at a speed, it's going to go off on the forward collision alert there. There'll be 4 or 5 red lights that show up on. There's a beep that plays, and so that lets you know that you're coming up on too fast on somebody and you might be in a car accident if you continue at that speed. So that's the forward collision alert. Now, as we come back down to the steering wheel, you can see you have your talk to text button here, and that'll allow you, once again, that hands-free driving, make sure that you are being safe while you're driving. And then as we move over to this massive, once again, 19-inch Buick virtual cockpit, we hit the settings here to check out these teen driver settings. So we're going to go to vehicle, we're going to go to teen driver. Here we're going to enter a code. Obviously, you don't want to make it this easy for your teens, but 00000 here. You can view a report card on here, so you can see how far your teen has driven, what their max speed was while driving, any overspeed warnings that are given when they open the throttle wide open, how many forward collision alerts that they had, automatic emergency braking events, and then tailgating alerts as well. So there's a lot of features in there. So then if you go to the teen driver settings, you can set the audio volume limit here, plus or minus. This will kind of play a beep to let you know how loud it is. Teen driver speed limiter, you can turn this on or off. Turn on. This will keep your teen from accelerating over 85 miles an hour. And then finally, your speed warnings here. You can set this as low as 55 and as high as 75. Here in Hickory, we have highways that we use frequently, I-40, so I'd set that at somewhere around 70 if I had a teenager. But that is the teen driver settings, as well as some of the other safety features on this Buick. We hope you enjoy the rest of our podcast. So, Melissa, who do you feel like would be the ideal customer for this car?
Well, not to sound repetitive, but I'm going to say a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for the price point, all the safety features.
The safety,
this cargo space.
Yeah.
They can fit suitcases in there, backpacks, school projects, whatever, you might have you. So teenagers, or a commuter that wants good gas mileage.
Yeah.
With all those driving features, if you're driving every day, driving distance, you're just the more you're on the roads, the more prone you are to get in a car accident. We don't want that to happen for anybody. But these features on this car are going to keep you safe. And so the driving features on this car will keep a commuter safe as they're going to and from work. maybe parking in a larger city or something like that.
That'd be an excellent
It would be an
commuter
excellent,
car.
yeah, it would be good. So that is the 24 Buick Encore GX Preferred. If you're interested in this vehicle or any other vehicle, shop our selection online and come visit us today.
Make sure to shop this vehicle and all our other selections at everettchevy.com.